What's up, you guys? It's Ben. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel once again. I really appreciate all of you subscribers, and if you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. We are literally, I think, 6 people away from hitting 100 subs, and so I'm super amped about that. I know that means nothing to the people that have like 300,000 subs with daily vlogs, but 100 would mean awesome to me, so I'm super excited. So at any rate, let's jump right into it. I wanted to talk to you today about something super cool that happened this week, where I actually engaged in something called pro marketing. So in recruiting in general, you're always marketing candidates to clients. Sometimes you don't necessarily have a client for that candidate. And this is something I talked about yesterday, where you partner up with different agencies or you partner up with different recruiters and do splits and things like that and collaborations and whatnot. Sometimes you're just kind of all on your own and you have a candidate and you don't have a home for them yet. But it would be super lucrative for you, beneficial for the candidate, and super awesome for the client if you could find a home for them, right? The name for this is called pro marketing. So what you're essentially doing is proactively marketing a candidate to a potential client that you can then create a longer, more robust, lucrative relationship with. So I pro-marketed a candidate specifically that reached out to me because they were in my network. We had previously spoken before about a position. They were a developer with a specific coding language they developed in. They had a bunch of coding languages that they were familiar with, and they had a lot of experience, and so they were very marketable. So I could pro-market them to begin with, which is a prerequisite to being able to pro-market someone. But nonetheless, I actually just put a post up on LinkedIn, and you can pretty much look at the post, if you find my LinkedIn, which is pretty easy. It's just Ben Nader, and feel free to connect with me, by the way, if you'd like to. Just send me a message and say you saw my YouTube channel. But I pro-marketed this candidate by posting a LinkedIn post about him, and somebody within, I think, probably an hour direct messaged me, and they were from one of the companies that does collaborative workspaces. So I'm not going to say the exact company, but there's a bunch of them out there, and they were from one of those companies, and this person was actually based in New York City. However, they were doing some hiring in Seattle. So it was super cool because they pinged me directly about this candidate that I had posted about, and they asked me some questions, like, does he code in other languages besides PHP, which is his main thing that he was doing? Does he work on this? Does he work on that? And I answered all the questions. Everything seemed to align, and we were in a really good standing. And so we actually set up a meeting. And so now we're going to be meeting with this collaborative workspace company that's quite large. They're all over the USA. And we're going to get a connection with them. And, from here, we're basically going to be able to possibly get this candidate engaged with them, go through a hiring process, potentially get them on board with them, collect a fee, and then from there, create a relationship where we can funnel further candidates, whether it be the same type of candidate that this person is or different candidates to that client. And the client's huge. They've got tons of money. They're fully capable of hiring, a huge technical staff. And so this is kind of a one-off, but I really wanted to tell you guys about it because it's kind of a spin-off, dovetail, if you will, of yesterday's video where I talked about the many different avenues that there are about making money in recruiting. So not only can you do splits, work with other agencies, outsource your stuff, you can pro-market candidates, and by doing that, you're building a huge, opportunity venue for yourself by, number one, getting yourself out there. Number two, representing a candidate that adds value to a potential client. Number three, getting the attention of a ton of clients that may or may not want to work with you. And then directly getting in contact with people, because nobody's just going to look at that post and say, oh yeah, cool, that's great, sounds good. If someone needs that candidate, the recruiting world is ruthless. It's very very speedy. If someone needs that candidate, they're going to connect with you right away. They're going to want to talk to you about them right away before someone else snaps them up like that, because that happens in recruiting all of the time. So we'll be chatting with clients, and we'll be submitting them all sorts of candidates that fit their criteria perfectly, and within an hour they could send us an email back and say, oh, we filled all 3 positions that we needed. We filled them internally, or we filled them through another agency, or we just found them, or we had them, they were in the pipeline, or whatever. So speed is critical to this game. But I just wanted to share that story with you guys. So pro marketing is a huge tool in recruiting. So if, for instance, I was just talking to one of my recruiter friends who lives out in Ohio about this, and we're discussing pro marketing and how valuable it is, because lots of times people will come to you and say, hey, you're a recruiter, you run an agency, can you get me a job? Normally the answer is, well, what do you do? Like, send me your resume. And then you review the resume, you take a look at it, you kind of try to find some elements that might match up with some job orders that you have. 99% of the time, you're not going to be able to match them with the job that you have. So normally it's client first and then candidate second. So when it's candidate first, you're going to go the pro market route, and you're going to want to find them a client to work with. So when you do get that opportunity, take it full swing, because it's a huge value add for your business, for the candidate themselves, for the client, and just for everybody overall. It's a big win. So I just wanted to share that story with you. Got that meeting with this company, and now we're going to try to take that full swing and get a relationship set up with them and feed them a ton of candidates. So it could turn out to be, a one-time $10,000 fee placement. It could be a, 2 placement thing where we do 20 grand, or it could be something ongoing for the entire year of 2019 and make us 100 grand. So, I mean, it's ridiculously, crazy how much money you can make in recruiting. But truly, I tell you, there are so many different avenues that you can take in recruiting to make money, and this is one of them. So that's a little tidbit of what happened this week for me, and I hope you guys are having an awesome Thursday. Friday's coming up, but stay strong, finish out the week. We're about halfway through March right now, so I hope you're all crushing it. Hope you're all having $50,000 marches here, and let's just go out and crush it, guys. All right, I'll catch you on Friday. Take care. Later. Peace.